Hello, everybody. My name is Mo, and I have the privilege of sitting the chair for the 2017 Ride Home National Event. I'd like to give you a little background on the Ride Home, if I may. Ride Home was based in 2001, started with the idea of a retreat for former Rolling Thunder members. And then we opted to move it into a more meaningful structure. We opted to go with National POW MIA Recognition Day. National POW MIA Recognition Day is a presidential proclamation, and it's always the third Friday of September. So this year, as in every year for the last 14 years, we will be inviting former prisoners of war, those that have served in the capacity of being held by an enemy of the United States, and we will be inviting family members of those that are still missing in action. Those men and women that were sent into combat, sent off to war, and have yet to return. We invite them to come to a place where we feel is hallowed ground, and that's the National Prisoner of War Museum, located on the grounds of Andersonville, which is a National Historical Site located in Andersonville, Georgia. Andersonville Historical Site is the home of the Civil War Confederate prisoner of war camp. It was opened in 1964 when they moved it from the outskirts of Richmond, brought the prisoners down to Georgia where they could better take care of them, and it was open from 64 through the end of the war. During the period that it was open, 14,000 Union soldiers died in that encampment, and that's the reason our Congress elected to make that the official site, if you will, the national site of the POW Prisoner of War Museum. National POW MIA Day, recognition. Why? Why would you want to come? Let me share a small story I remember several years ago. A former prisoner of war, and if you're not familiar with that type of service member, their normal background is very reclusive, might be the word, very quiet and very inward, and they've seen some things that you and I will never see and should never see, and they have a tendency to keep that inside. But this is a venue, in my experience working with military and patriotic events, this is a venue that is like none other. I've actually seen former prisoners of war sit down and tell it line by line exactly what they went through to just a friend, a new friend, and experience that with them to the point of tears where it comes back out. I know we've all heard the term post-traumatic stress disorder, but until you sit down and talk with someone who has lived through such an event, it's hard to really understand what it does to a human being. This is an opportunity to visit with those who Bataan Death March. You want to know what happened under the Bataan Death March? Come to the Ride Home. Sit down, break bread with one of these true American heroes and learn the true story behind being a prisoner of war. Who can come? This is totally an open event. This is open to the public, and we appreciate. I mean, unity. This is not just strictly the brotherhood, if you will, and the sisterhood of the military organization. This is us. This is America. This is a place to see and sit down and talk with those heroes that have helped preserve your freedom. And it's an opportunity to thank them face to face. We hope you'll take time, check out our website, check out a sponsor sheet if you'd like. We'd love to have you participate at that level. And it's an easy thing to do. We realize that $375 may not be a number that's easy for you to reach in and pull out of your checkbook or out of your wallet, but as maybe your organization, or maybe your church, or maybe your VFW, or maybe your American Legion Hall, maybe one of those can work together with you to help get that. And we'd be appreciative. And we will also take care of you. Come on down. We'll show you what it's all about. Thank you, and we appreciate your support. One of the many blessings we receive from this particular event is the opportunity to educate the American public us, all of us, we need to know what's going on in this particular category, American prisoners of war and those still missing in action. If you're not aware, I just want to share with you just a few numbers here real quick. From 1941 through today, we have approximately 82,000 plus American military personnel unaccounted for. And their family members are the ones that we bring to this event. We'd like for you to come and listen to what they have to say so that you'll know, so you can take that back to your family or take that back to your community and share with them the need for us as Americans to stay strong, stay together, and bring these men home. So, what if the event's too far away? What if it's a long trip and you're not able to make it? How can you, especially you, those of you that know a former prisoner of war, or those that know a missing in action family member, how can you get involved? You can contact us. You can go on our website. We have an email on there, info@theridehome.com, and you can let us know, and we can help you pay the recognition to them that they would normally receive if they came down to the event. You can get involved directly with that particular person and thank them one-on-one, not only for yourself, but thank them for all of America by just letting us know you've got one right close to you and you want to take care of it. We'll be happy to help you do that. Please contact us. The ride home. For all of you who like to ride around on a scooter every now and then, it's a great place. Jump on your scooter, come on down, join us third weekend of September, National POW Prisoner of War Museum, Andersonville, Georgia. How do we ride? Everywhere we go, we ride as a team. We ride unified. We are escorting our American heroes, former prisoners of war, family members of those that are missing in action. On the first day, Friday, we'll head out early in the morning and we'll make a run from central Georgia all the way over to Andersonville. It's about a 45-mile ride, escorted all the way over. We'll have a service and we'll be escorted all the way back. All with lovely sheriff department out of Houston County, Sheriff. Later that afternoon when we get back into town, we'll muster up again and we'll take a ride over, and this year we're going to have the opportunity to see the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Wall. So we'll ride together, escort our brothers and sisters, former prisoners of war missing in action, over to the wall, and then on over into the Heroes Banquet, which is always on Friday evening. During the course of Friday evening, we'll also share some sentimental moments here. We'll talk about our brothers that haven't come home. We do a Keeping the Promise service as well as the candlelight service. We close it up on Friday night with the candlelight service. An emotional, very emotional time, and it's well worth the effort to stay just a little bit past sunset so you can participate in the candlelight service. One more ride before we give it up altogether. Saturday morning, recognition service, where we pay our respects individually, where you, as a participant, can not only escort former prisoner of war, family member of the missing, but you would have the opportunity to place that medal around their neck, where you can say thank you one-on-one to your own true American hero. Take time. Give it some thought. 3 big rides, 2 short, 1 long. Well worth it if you're a scooter person. Come on out and join us. Love to have you.